it's been a calculated attack on Joe, right? And it's been boiling, and it's boiled up to February, and they decided to pull the race card in February. That stuff that he said has been out forever. Everyone's aware of it. That stuff has been out forever. You don't think when he signed with Spotify, people are aware of this stuff? Of course. This is a calculated attack, and you can see the slow boil. And then it's, Black History Month. What a better time to spark this than Black History Month, And obviously, I don't advocate what he said in any means, and you've never heard me say it, ever.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with it. Even if it's jokes, I don't like comedians do it on stage. I don't fuck with any of it. It doesn't make sense. It hurts people's feelings. It's also super polarizing. So it's kind of like when you talk politics in the audience, half people are going to love you, half people are going to hate you. It doesn't make sense to me. You want everybody to love you. So I've never fucked with it. Joe's a grown man, and that was before I knew he was doing that stuff. So, if you look at what's going on with Joe, it's very polarizing. And I think what the right, or if you're a Joe Rogan advocator or supporter, what you don't do, and you're going to start seeing it, I guarantee you start seeing it. And to me, this is bitch shit, is when you want to go, well, what about Howard Stern? What about his background? Should we go and do it? And it's horrible, way worse.
Oh, I saw that.
He's done blackface. He's dropped the N-word. His treatment of women. Like, dude, if you're going to cancel anyone, that would be a shoo-it. That would be easy. And Sirius is going to have the world of questions to answer. That's bitch shit, man. You know how easy it'd be for Joe to go, what about Howard Stern? Or you look at The Rock, who came out and defended Rogan and then backtrack a little bit, right? And then they're attacking him now. And, what about your transphobic rant or your Asian rant you did? Dude, as you can see, left, right, middle, nobody's perfect, but they're not bad people. I don't think, listen, I grew up on Howard Stern. He's a trailblazer. He's one of the GOATs. I used to love him. Can't stand him now. He sits on his high tower, critiques everybody after he's made, more money than God, and he thinks he's better than everybody. And, if you're not vaccinated, you shouldn't have access to the hospital. Just crazy shit, man. And he's in his high tower and condemning everybody, and he's changed his ways, and he's no longer the shock jock. He's more of a soy boy leader. But I appreciate what he did back in the day, and I don't want to see him get canceled. And the world can't work like that. Oh, this guy said this, but you said this. And then you're doing the same thing that you're talking shit about this side. You're going to do the same thing. I don't think we should work like that. Of course, Howard Stern said some terrible shit back in the day. Times are different now. He's changed. You want to talk about somebody who's changed? Whether you agree with it better or worse, is it as entertaining? No, not even close. But he's definitely changed. He talks about the therapy he's done. He talks about all that stuff. He talks about how he would, certain markets, he wanted to be the head guy. He'd go into a market. One of the guys commit suicide. He bullied him so bad. He would go in and destroy these markets because he wanted to be the top dog. At the time in the culture, that was acceptable. Those were different times, man. But you talk about a guy who, again, and I don't fuck with him in any facet now, especially once he went bad on Rogan. And I was a serious subscriber. Not anymore, man. I can't stand the guy now. We can be politically opposite. I can't stand him now. He's no longer fun. Now, when he has a celebrity on, I don't hate anybody. I can still separate the two because he's still, to me, the best interviewer in the game. When it comes to celebrities, there's nobody better. Him and Mark Maron are the two best. They're fantastic. Rogan's great too, but he really doesn't do the celebrity interview, does he?
He's just conversation. Yeah,
he's conversation. You're going to learn something from it, but he's not going to have on the big celebrity just to get the views like these guys. That's what they do, and that's fine. Rogan is a different form of entertainment. I can appreciate all of them, but I think we got to be careful going, well, this guy did this too, or The Rock did this too. I get it. Well, those clips that you watch with The Rock, he's a different guy now. He shouldn't lose jobs or businesses or opportunities because of these old, weird fucking clips, man. It was a different time. Whether they're left, right, middle, you got to look at the person now. Because I think the Spotify CEO said it best, goes, silencing Joe Rogan doesn't help things. It doesn't. When you silence these people, it doesn't. And I view it like this, and I told Joe this. I talked to him yesterday. I told Joe this. Spotify is on Joe Rogan's platform. Rogan is not on Spotify's. Don't get it twisted. Rogan can go anywhere in the world. He needs nobody. And we've never seen an animal like this, not even close. He could go do his own thing, which I hope he does. You know, there's a lot of things he could do. They're not going to cancel him, but I think he only has another 1.5 years left on his contract. So that's not a ton of time. I think when it's over, Joe's going to realize this stuff only makes him bigger. And right now, right, it's a lot of pressure. Thank God he doesn't pay attention to social media and what people are saying about him, right? But you weather this storm, and the people, which is the majority of America in the world, realize Joe's not a bad person. I can list off the amount of people Joe has helped in his life, and it would blow your fucking mind, and you guys have no clue. You have no clue. I don't fuck with bad people. I don't have any person in my life, in my circle, that is a bad person. Zero. But if you read headlines about certain friends that I have, you probably think I do associate with that. I don't. If any of my friends were actually what the internet or social media thinks of, if they were actually that person, dude, I would fucking cancel them so goddamn fast in my life. It's not even funny. I fuck with no bad people. Only good people. Hashtag only good people in my life. Out of all my people in my life, there is not a better person on this earth than Joe Rogan. No one has done more for my career than Joe Rogan. And obviously that's the thing, right? Oh, the only reason you're anywhere is because of Joe. Sure. Again, you know how many people Joe has helped out and they didn't have my career, or they didn't use the opportunity and carry it and turn into something great? More than other people that came successful. So that doesn't bother me. But if I list off the names, black, white, Asian, female, whatever it is, he doesn't. There can be a less racist person on this earth than Joe Rogan. I find it hilarious. I find my faith in humanity. I find my faith in mainstream media is completely gone after seeing the way they're treating him. It's insane to me. Because the media will pick and choose. When you talk about misinformation, tell me who hasn't spread misinformation. Has Joe gotten all right? God, no. Tell me one major network that you listen to that's gotten every single right during this pandemic. Go. I'll listen. Tell me one person that has had the conversations to move the football down the field more so than Joe Rogan. Does he get all of it right? No, man. That's what makes this great, is in real time, he'll get it wrong and adjust. It's called being a human being. And you want to silence that? Why do you want to silence it? Why did this whole fucking boiling point come to this thing? They've tried everything, right? They've tried misinformation, transphobic. Now it's racism. They've tried it all, man. And right now it's at its boiling point, and this will pass. And for the rest of America that don't subscribe to what this cancel culture is, for the rest of the world that don't subscribe to this toxic silencing of voices of brilliant minds, do you know what that does to a guy like Joe Rogan? It makes him bigger. And while CNN views are up, or whatever news network you watch, I don't care who it is, they're up using the clickbait of Joe Rogan and trying to hate on him. What happens in a month when this is no longer a story? I'll tell you what happens. Your ratings go back to where you were, where they're not shit. And what happens to Joe Rogan? Well, humans are going to come up with their own ideas and decide and look into it. And they're going to see, oh, he's a great dude. Oh, he's a smart guy. Oh, he's open-minded. Well, he said this a while ago. Now he says that, wow, this is refreshing. Oh, wow, it's an open platform where people can discuss different ideas and have different opinions, but they're still friends? Whoa, this is crazy. Whoa, he had his buddies on there drinking and smoking? Whoa, I've never seen anything like this. What do you think happens to Joe Rogan? He's at 11 million now. I'd be willing to bet you. I will fucking bet my bottom dollar. When all the shit is done, he's at 20 million per episode. The biggest fucking show of all time. So you're helping him, you morons. So Spotify, when you look at it, is on Joe Rogan's programming. Everybody else on that thing, everybody else ain't shit. Nobody has the power that he has. Nobody's having the conversations he have because they can't. They don't have the open mind. They have an agenda. They have to have entertaining guests. Rogan needs none of that. He'll have a fucking sleep expert on and get more views than you. And I hated that episode. So how do you think this ends? What do you think's going to happen? I will bet my last fucking dollar on it. Rogan comes out on top. Bet against him, man. Let me know how it goes for you. Because again, this will be over in a month. And you cowards that refuse to say anything because you're worried about your bottom dollar and you have an agenda. We'll see what happens. And you want to side with Neil Young? You know he makes money selling his catalog, correct? He's not anti-Joe Rogan. He's pro-money. He's pro-capitalism. He went to Amazon. Do you know just recently he sold his catalog for $150 million, his back catalog. Neil Young's not making music. He's not streaming new music. Anybody under fucking 67 years old gives a flying fuck about Neil Young. It's all his old catalog. This was his way of using Joe Rogan as a launching pad to get to the money he needed to get. And he went to Amazon. But you're going to sit on your higher moral ground and consider that a better opportunity because of the Joe Rogan spread misinformation? You know they have R. Kelly on Spotify, correct? Are you cool with what he did? You didn't say anything about that. You're cool. They still have Bill Cosby content on there. Are you cool with that? You didn't say anything about that. So your moral high ground doesn't mean shit. This was a money play. That's all this is a money play. Look into it. I'll use a famous Eddie Bravo quote. Look into it. And again, I will bet you any amount of money. Who do you think comes out on top? These bottom feeders who want to criticize and cancel Joe Rogan, who's one of the smartest minds, one of the kindest souls we've ever had on this fucking planet, doesn't need to be, doesn't need anybody. Just look at his body of work, what he's done with comics. The comics he gives it super opportunities to. Open forum in front of arenas, males, females. I won't say her name. He had a female who was just starting comedy, and he had her hosting Rogan and Friends, sold out shows 4 nights a week, then brought her in front of fucking arenas. Not because it's the cool thing to do, and he wanted to mix it up and have a female voice, because she's fucking funny. And that's the way business and comedy should work. The funniest person, I don't give a fuck if you're trans, Chinese, gay, fat, skinny, in shape, tattooed, cauliflower ears. I don't give a fuck. If you're funny, you should get up there over the people that aren't funny, even though they might be a different race. They might be a different sexual orientation. That's not the way comedy works. That's not the way sports works. That's the way Hollywood works. And how's that going for you? How's it going for you guys? We have the power now. And when the talent realizes we have the power, you guys are fucked. Straight up. We don't need anybody. We need nobody. You guys need us. But you're going to have your puppets that play the game and have to play the game. That'll be around for a little bit. But we're moving the marker. And it starts with Joe Rogan. And we're moving the marker with the guy who's smarter, more talented, more kind, not racist, and richer than you. I'll bank on that guy. While the rest of you sit behind your keyboard and your boardrooms and criticize. Because you know what we're not going to do is go, well, look at what Howard Stern said. Look what The Rock said, because that's not moving the needle. All that does is cancel those guys. We need those guys. I think Rock's a fantastic person. I think the message and the hope that he gives people is fantastic. I root for that meathead. I'm a meathead. I think Joe Rogan has changed the narrative on meatheads. But you guys might say, oh, he's just this meathead. Is he? Yeah, he works out, man. Yeah, he has a lot of muscle. I hate to tell you, he's smarter than you. He's more open-minded than you. He's changing the world for the better. Silence him makes this worse. If you have kids, and I have 2, I have a 5 and a 2-year-old. Do you want to come up in a world where the voices that are different than your mainstream media get silenced because they don't have an agenda and can't sell your fucking vaccines? Is that what you want? Or would you like an open playing field where your kids can learn and listen from this perspective, and then come up with their own decision? Doesn't that sound great? Doesn't that sound great? Whether you agree with what Rogan has said in the past, whatever it is, wouldn't you like a world where your children grow up and they're not sheep and can listen to different perspectives and then come up with their own identity instead of pushing a false narrative, wouldn't that be great? Well, you have a guy who's doing that and you're trying to silence him, and the world will not be better you silence him. And I hate to tell you, but you can't silence him. This is a fight you guys will not win in any facet. You're making him bigger. He's on every fucking major headline in the world right now. And what's going to happen is even people that don't fuck with him, let's say it's 100 million people. If 100 million people don't fuck with him and they see the headlines and they tune in, oh, this guy's pretty smart. This guy's pretty open-minded. Wow, he's actually really kind. Oh, he's a dad? Yeah, he's a dad. Father of 3. Oh, wow. He's self-made. He's self-made, man. Holy shit. He signed the biggest deal in podcast history? Yeah, man. Yep. Didn't even plan on it. Just started doing it. Just started doing it from his fucking bedroom. And it blew up to the biggest, most powerful show in the world. Why is that? Is it because he's this hateful character? Hate never wins. Never wins. I can list off a bunch of comics and podcasters where all they do is hate on other individuals. Their numbers aren't great. They don't do well on the road. You have a small demo that fucks with that. But in general, the big boys, the guys who make it in this business are kind-hearted, they're open-minded, and they're good people. And for the majority of them, they're great fucking dads. And how you base a person, I don't give a fuck what business they're in, what profession they're in, you judge them based off the way they treat their kids. Joe Rogan has taught me so much in life, more than anybody else in my life. More so than anybody I've ever had in my life. And you know what he does? He leads by example. He's the best dad I know. I'm a fucking beast of a dad. I pride myself on that. I learned that from Joe Rogan. Open-minded, apologizing. You gotta be careful with apologizing though, because that's what they want, right? You go too much, you're gonna lose this fan base. Apologize for your mistakes, but don't apologize for being who you are. But again, this meathead can apologize for previous mistakes because he's open-minded and he's smart enough to know he's made a mistake. When other people double down and never back down, that's not Joe Rogan. When I tell you guys, you're not going to win this fight. You're fucking with a different animal that has a bunch of other fucking lions running with him. And we don't need Hollywood. We don't need any of you. And our leader is the smartest, kindest, open-minded, non-racist, non-transphobic guy you've ever met in your life, and he has all the money. So your fucking move, man. What else you got, Chen?